The best show on Monday nights is back from the holiday vacation. It's round 3 of the Coast to Coast Racing League's Monday Night Madness. We welcome you to the Big E, the Eldora Speedway in Rossburg, Ohio. And as always, we begin with our Open 358 program, and the Open 358s are brought to you by Glen Ridge Motorsports Park. It is dang good to be back. So glad you could join us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Marty Sakala with you alongside Brandon Dittmer. First off, BD, did you have a good holiday?
I had a fantastic holiday. How about yourself?
Had a good holiday. Happy New Year to all of you watching as well on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. So we come back in. All the drivers coming in mostly from some of them from a 2-week layoff, but in points, some of them are 2 weeks. What are the drivers going to go through here tonight?
It's more about just readjusting back to normal league rules and league setting, and so some of them who have been kind of racing are kind of fun events all over, scattered across. This is going to maybe fare a little bit better, but some guys like Blake Chapman, who maybe took their whole time off, you know, he's just Blake Chapman. He can do whatever he wants whenever he pleases, so he'll probably dominate here again tonight.
We've got qualifying taking place right now as things stand. We'll pop everything up here for you on the screen. While we're at it, let's talk about some of the drivers coming on in here, Brandon. And one of the key drivers I have my eye on coming in on Rebels as I go through here, I don't see any sign of the... Actually, we got the Open 358 starting things off here, I should say, correction. First guy I got my eye on here tonight, that man in the 79, Dean Reynolds, comes in with a 1-point advantage of Trent over Trent Verstraeten. We've had 2 winners to kick off the season in Logan Wentz and Isaac Salas. Could tonight be Dino's time?
Dino is always right there. He's very fast in these things, and he's very consistent, which is very hard to find. And he's just been kind of dominant without winning, and it's unfortunate, but he's going to get it tonight. I know he will. He's very fast, and he'll be up there.
Absolutely. Do want to also give as well a shout out to the good old team from the 716, the Buffalo Bills, capturing the AFC East. I had to say it. A little bit hyped up
Marty.
after last night. So qualifying's wrapped up. Michael Vertali, quickest driver on track with a 16:37. Believe we did not fit a full field of 24, but we are set to go racing. Let's meet the field here in heat race number 1. First heat brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. Flatline Racing Bodies, quality racing bodies, presented by Dan Chapman of the iRacing hotbed of Clarence, Iowa. Here's a starting lineup. It's Gavin Chatham who lines up on pole position. Next to him, it's Jack Clevenger in car number 78. Row number 2, B-Temp, Brandon Templeton in the 31. Next to Michael Vitale in the 213. Row number 3, Scott Reum in the 444, and next to him, it's the return of Soupy. Dan McLaren back with us in the 88. Nice to have him back. And rounding out the field, another returner to Coast Racing League competition on Monday nights. That's Riley Burr in the 84. Getting set to go green flag racing. Winner starts on pole position here tonight.
And we do have 25 people loaded in.
Ah, okay. So we will be sending one driver home tonight. But here we go. First heat at Eldora underway. Slider immediately by Gavin Chatham as Clevenger tries to counter it back. They were too wide, but you just saw there is potential for 5 wide racing here. It's going to be very tough to do, though, tonight, as we got to stack up Brandon Templeton. Loses control of the 31. That back end is damaged too, BD.
I must have missed it. Oh, there's Templeton. Oh, yeah, right off the start, he got loose, hit the back of the 213, and into the back of him goes the 444, I believe that is. And he's going to be thrown way off.
Quickest driver on track is currently Jack Clevenger. Here's the race for second between Vitale and Chatham. Good race for fourth. Here comes Riley Burr trying to race. A pair of Canadians for the final transfer spot here, Brandon. As we're halfway home, Burr for the slider. No.
These are not the kind of cars you want to be throwing sliders in. Oh, there's a
Ooh.
body from them.
Tried to throw the elbow at McLaren, but McLaren was having none of it. This also helps the top three to pull away with 2 laps to go. Vitale looking for that race lead as Chatham's lost a pair of spots. Clevenger using the slider line to his advantage. McLaren's opened up a gap on Burr. Side by side in the turn one, 1 to go in heat 1. Clevenger nearly clips the barrier off of 2, but a great high side. They're still door to door. What's going to happen? Come to the checkered flag. Hang on, folks. It's Clevenger and Vitale. Clevenger is on pole tonight. Vitale second, Chatham third, McLaren fourth, Burr fifth, Rayrum sixth, and Templeton seventh. We now move to heat race number 2. Heat 2 brought to you by our good friends at Full Throttle Motorsports, not just your average iRacing team. FTM has members that range from 18 to 57 years old. From Minnesota to New York, FTM prides itself on clean and competitive racing and also hosts very successful 358 and big block lead events. Using setups from Gunnar Swanchara and Swan Speed Shop, it's FTM to the front. Here's your lineup for Heat 2. Bud Molyneux is on pole position. Next to him, it's Butters, Jason Butterfield in the 93. Row number 2, a pair of FTM teammates, Anthony Morano in the 32 and Dean Reynolds in the 79. Row number 3, Greg Parmalee in the 4. Next to him, the Brew to Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513. Rounding out the field, Parmalee's teammate, Gary Offut in car number 94. Top 4 to the feature. Winner starts outside row 1. Here we go. Ooh, Molyneux and Butterfield make contact. Morano tries 3 wide. Almost threw a slider that could have taken Molyneux out. Reynolds on the highest groove of this racetrack. Lost a little bit of time. Lap 1, though, led by Butterfield. But Morano's got to run on that low side. Looks for the bite off for turn number 2 on this wide track.
Yeah, and that outside is going to be way too powerful with that momentum. Morano's trying everything he has.
Offense around. Tough break for Gary in the 94. Morano, meanwhile, bike set. Big crash. Molyneux. Reynolds all collected. The 883 taking the brunt end of that impact.
Unfortunate to him, for Dean Reynolds, he got involved in that a little bit, but he's still able to drive away and get second. Hopefully he didn't get too much damage to that front end. He can hold off Morano.
And you see if you're right on board with Dino, big gap for the 93 of Butterfield. That's 1.6 seconds, folks. Final transfer spot. How about Greg Parmalee? Run up there, not looking to try and get out of the heat and move on to the feature here. That'd be a pretty cool moment. Final lap, though, underway in Heat 2. It's Jason Butterfield in the Venom Racing number 93 out in front, coming to the checkered flag. He starts outside of row number 1. Dean Reynolds second, Morano third, a race for fourth. It's Parmalee who gets it over Barker by half a car length. We now move on to heat race number 3, brought to you by Glenridge Motorsports Park, your Sunday night home for the Dirt Car 358 Modifieds. Also showing Sportsman, Pro Stocks, and new for 2024, the Rush Late models. The 358s will make a visit to the Ridge once again in 2024. Last year there were 47. How many will there be? Find out later on this year. Visit GlenridgeMP.com or like them on Facebook. Lineup for heat race number 3, Trent Verstraeten on pole position. And next to him, it's Logan Wentz. Row number 2, that's Samuel Bachman in the number 7. Next to him, it's Trevor Giroux in the 075. Rounded out the field in row number 3, the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in the 39. And the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83. BD, best of luck in this heat.
Thank you.
Winner starts inside row 2, top 4 transfer with green. Strain immediately slides up on Logan Wentz. Wentz tries the crossover. 3 wide for the third position. Bachman third, Giroux fourth. Spangler looking to go 2 for 1 and move up to the third position. Does he have it at the line? You bet. They're still door-to-door for the race lead. Wentz washes up the hill for straight and goes to the point. Giroux now takes a peek downstairs for second, but Spangler says, how low can you go? It is like limbo. But he is still down in the fourth spot. Gets up to third, entering the corner, tries to get past Trevor Giroux. But unable to really do anything about it. Giroux trying to close in on Wentz, and he's up there on that tail tank. But how do you make a move here with the 358s at Eldora? Do you keep it on the high side and try and cross over? That's what Giroux is trying to do, as you ride on board with him. Wentz shuts the door. Gonna help Spangler possibly. There's 2 laps remaining though in heat 3. Race for fourth though, breaking out. Spangler looks for the bite. Bachman on the outside. Well, you know who's gonna win this heat race is Trent Verstraeten. Final transfer spot. Spangler or an upset by Bachman off the corner. Bachman takes it over Spangler. And the high side banger will have to go to a B main. One more heat race remaining. Heat race number 4 brought to you by our friends at Catalytic Recovery. Buyers and processors of catalytic converters and scrap metal, competitive and honest pricing, serving upstate and central New York, western Vermont, and Massachusetts areas. On the pole position, the Canadian G.J. Boydell in the 014, next to Randy Shreves in car number 56. Row number 2, Kelly Wheeler in the 110, next to John Morano making his first start in the 33. Bob DeGood, the inside of row 3, he starts from 5th. No call to the grid, though, for Joe Canellis. So we know Canellis will race in a B main.
In the server, I think he is. Yeah, he's disconnected.
Oh, Canellis was disconnected?
Yep. Yeah, he got disconnected a while back.
Gotcha. While we're at, let's know who you're rooting for. Hello to Orange Ghost, who says hello, chat. Meanwhile, we're green for heat race number 4. Boydell and Shreves racing for the lead, and off the 2, the 56 has it out front. Wheeler and Morano in that 3rd position and 4th respectively going at it. Opening circuit led by Randy Shreves of the 56. Here comes John Morano with a run on Wheeler here, Brandon.
Oh, he's going to give him a little shot in the back.
Yeah, Boydell shut the door in his face as Morano and DeGood make contact. And that's the race for the final transfer spot here. Oh, and Wheeler has contact from Boydell. That puts him back to 4th. It's DeGood goes up the racetrack. A lot of wild moments here in Heat 4, but Brandon, everybody keeping him straight for now.
Yeah, that's all you got to do, especially when you're up front. 11 almost found out what happened when you try to send it a little too hard when you're in transfer position, and he does not want that again, that's for sure.
No, he does not. On board with Wheeler. 2 to go in Heat 4. Randy Shreves with just about a 1-second lead on Boydell at the moment. Boydell looking good to make a transfer spot. Final lap underway. Delta between Wheeler and DeGood. There's a half second. Would take a mistake for DeGood to make it into the big show. Here comes the field off for turn number 4. Randy Shreves takes the win in heat race number 4. Boydell second, Morano third, edges out Wheeler. They will race the feature. DeGood will have to go to a B main. Our B main brought to you by Gambler Motorsports, an official team of the Coast to Coast Racing League. On the pole position, Riley Burr in the 084. Next to him, the Brewer to Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513. Row 2, the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in the 39, and Bob DeGood in the 7. Row number 3, Scott Reum in the 444. Next to him, Bud Molyneux in the 883. Row 4, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83. And behind them, it is Brandon Templeton and Gary Offut. Again, 9 drivers vying for 8 spots. Brandon, best of luck.
Thank you.
Hello to Jockey tuned in tonight. Thanks for joining us this evening. Bunch of new guys tuned in. Got 14 people watching. Let's see if we can hit 20 by the end of the night. That's what we hit last night on SVT on Slide Job Racing Network as we're green for the Last Chance Showdown. Bird tries the slider up on Jeff Barker, loses a lot of time. Barker to the lead. Bird nearly got stuck in the middle to go 3 wide. Spangler low, but he clipped the Jersey barrier up the racetrack because of it, but no issues with the 39 so far. He's in 3rd. Final car in currently. It's Brandon Dittmer in that 83. 3 wide, 4 wide for the final transfer spot, and Dittmer gets sideways but hangs onto it. Still 3 wide racing. This is for 6. Reum up top, Molyneux on the bottom, and it's Templeton downstairs. Dittmer's thinking, please wreck. Please wreck. Reum in the full throttle 444. Still the final car in as they're on board with him. Big run coming here on Molyneux for 6th. Templeton now the final car in. The key drivers in coast to coast, no matter what type of car it is. That gap increasing just piece by piece, 0.3 of a second between him and Dittmer. Oh, big wreck! Hard of the wall went to good. First car sideways is Molyneux, who has put her to a stop. He pulls it off. Molyneux won't race tonight. Reum has the final spot over to good. We've got 3 to go, coming to 2 this time. Your race is for the lead. Spangler and Barker. Spangler on the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies and goes to the point. Real quick, I know they're caught the white flag, but a quick look at what happened with Molyneux. Just came down on DeGun, they hooked, and heavy impact where DeGun had lost the tire. Side by side off at 4 to the checkered flags. Spangler gets it over Bird. And Bird just ran the quickest lap to end it, 16:51. Barker off for Templeton, Dittmer, Reum, and DeGun will all race in. A tough break for Bud Molyneux as he goes home. We'll step aside here. Our feature coming up next. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now, from coast to coast? It's one of the best tracks in the Coast to Coast Racing League, and it's showtime in Volusia. Feature time set here at Eldora. Let's meet the field. Here is your RSN trackside starting lineup. On the pole, Jack Clevenger in the 78, and next to him, it's Jason Butterfield in the 93. Row number 2, Trent Verstraeten in the 88, next to Randy Shreves in the 56. Row 3, Michael Vitale in the 213, next to Dean Reynolds in the 79. Row number 4, Logan Wentz in the 118, and next to him, it's G.J. Boydell in car number 014. Rounding out the top 10, Gavin Chatham in the 99, next to Anthony Morano in the 32. Row number 6, Trevor Giroux in the 075, and John Morano is in the 033. Row 7, Soupy, Dan McLaren in the 88, and Greg Parmalee in the number 4. Row 8, Sam Bachman in the 107, and Kelly Wheeler is in the 110. Rest of the field looks like this. Row number 9, Patrick Spangler and Riley Burr. Row 10, Jeff Barker and Gary Offutt. Row number 11, Brandon Templeton and Brandon Dittmer. Rounding out the field, Scott Reume and Bob DeGood. No call for DeGood or Butterfield. Butterfield was supposed to start in second, so that puts Randy Shreves outside of the front row. Brandon, best of luck at the feature, man. Hope you do well.
Thank you.
First feature of the night, Open 358, set to go down 30 laps at the Big E. Clevenger and Shreves set to take us to the green flag. Lucy Olson start 30 laps. Let's go racing at Eldora. Off for turn 2, Shreves had the lead. Clevenger counters it back. Shreves counters it back as Clevenger had the early lead. Here comes Verstraeten looking to take that 88 to the point. Lap 1 in the books, led by Randy Shreves. You saw 3 wide for second for just a brief moment. Dean Reynolds a part of that. Now he moves his way up into third. 3-man race for fourth. Verstraeten in the middle. Wentz downstairs. Boydell up top of Verstraeten puts the slide job of the 014. Here's a run from Dino underneath on Clevenger to try and take away P2. Oh, we got trouble. Around goes the 94 of Gary Offutt. And his teammate Greg Parmalee is also involved. And we have our first yellow flag of the night. Big mess at the back of the field. And Parmalee just caught the wall. Spangler was involved as well. Riley Burr, Gary Offutt. Bunch of good cars involved. On board with the 94. All 4 wheels off the ground for the number 4. So first yellow of the night is out. And it's Randy Shreves out in front. A couple of drivers making some good moves early on. Logan Wentz in that 4th position. One of them, he's up 3 positions. Brandon Dittmer also a big mover. He's in 17th, up 5. Shreves selects the outside line for this restart. We're going to watch this restart from our Chapman Racing drone. Shreves and Clevenger, row number 1. Wentz and Reynolds, row number 2. Boydell and Verstraeten, row 3. Vitale and Morano, row 4. Giroux and Morano round out the top 10. Here we go, back to green on lap number 3 to lap 4. Clevenger slides up on Logan Wentz. A great restart for the 118 to take away the 3rd spot, but the yellow flag is back out. Not sure if that's going to count for Logan Wentz. Yellow's out for Gavin Chatham and Gary Offutt. So for another lap off the boards here. Here's the look. Chatham the first to get sideways. Let's get another angle of that. He was running in the 11th spot around the time. Just stacking McLaren caught him. Kelly Wheeler with a big impact. And same with Gary Offutt. On board Chatham. Man. That was real life. You would see those panels crushed in. So Randy Shree, excuse me. So I should talk about Offer first. Likely for Gary Offutt, that'll be done for the day for him if he already used the quick repair. Single file restarts. We did not complete a green flag lap after that restart. So again, it is Randy Shreves to bring us back to green. Shreves holds serve, and so Logan Wentz did edge out Dean Reynolds for third spot at the line. They had a really good race a couple weeks ago at Fairbury. Nice three-wide race breaking out here. I think this is the race for 6, Vitale and Boyd Dell. With Anthony Morano behind both of them. Back to the race for second. Wentz all over the 78 as Clevenger goes up the racetrack. Wentz trying the teeny tiny 1-carat diamond to see if he can use to his advantage. Clevenger this time uses the slider line to see if he can gain some momentum towards Randy Shreves, but it doesn't work out. Everyone mostly single file, utilizing the top to their advantage. Wentz has a run for second. Sends it in on Clevenger. He's got the hole to go for the slide job, but decided not to complete it in full. Clevenger hangs on to P2 for now. Here comes Reynolds with a run underneath on Wentz. Verstraeten just barely scrapes the wall. Quickest car on track, Vitale with a 16.67. In that number 213, he starts in 5th. Now the new fastest driver is Morano, who started 10th. He's in 7th, 16.65 last time by. Morano even quicker, 16.58. And a wild race breaks out for 4th. Verstraeten took a peek underneath Reynolds' left side, but couldn't get it to work. Still Randy Shreves out in front. Good gap on Jack Clevenger. Let's pull up the 5-lap average. Give you a better idea. You look how close it is amongst the front of the field. The man with the advantage currently is both Morano and Shreves. That went down just a little bit. Morano, the best driver on track, as you can see. He has closed in a lot on Vitale. Race is breaking out for 6th. Actually, as I say that, in front of him, Verstraeten still wants Reynolds for the spot. Morano hoping something happens to both of them so he can pounce and take away a top 5 spot, but we're under the caution flag. And we had a big one. About 6 cars in this accident. I've yet to see it, so just a heads up. Brandon Dittmer, one of those drivers that went around. Take a look. Dittmer got into Templeton, forced the 31 in the wall. Then he caught the wall himself and went around and in front of traffic. And a lot of drivers catching a piece of that. Parmalee and Barker both going by to miss the accident. Let's run aboard with the Spider Monkey. So he slides up on Templeton. He gets forced in the wall and comes to a stop. And who is that on 2 wheels? You see the Good and Chatham both coming to stops. May have been Jeff Barker. Let's ride on board with him. That may have been actually Jeff Morano now looking at it. Or John Morano, correction, who's back in 20th, and I think that was. Did not use, or if not, did use the quick repair, so he is now in the back of the field. Apparently we've got another single file restart happening here. Reeves, Clevenger, Wentz, Reynolds, and Verstraeten in the top 5 as we come back to green. Reeves able to hold serve. Reynolds looks for third on Wentz, didn't get it to work. Now different lines from both Wentz and Clevenger. Could that cost the 118? Oh, they touch! Wentz goes around off for Reynolds. He had squeezed Dino into the wall, and Wentz paid for it, unfortunately. That's a tough break, as those two, a couple weeks ago at Fairbury, raced each other really hard and clean. There you see there, Dean held his line. And I don't think Dean was lifting off the gas there. Right on board. Tough break for the Morano Racing in 118, also an affiliate of Dino and Full Throttle Motorsports. So he puts her on pit road. Brandon, I see you're in the pits. I don't know if you've called it a night. What are you thinking of this racing so far?
A lot of beating and banging.
Mostly in the back of the pack. The racing up front's been pretty good. I'll pull up the 5-lap average once again and see who's got it right now. And Morano clearly with the edge. He gets to restart in 5th. Could he have something in this second half of the race?
He just got to stay patient and make sure he's working through his progressions as he's walking through the field. But that's a very tough top 5 group there. They do not make a lot of mistakes, so it is going to be essentially wait for somebody to try to throw a slider and hope that they mess up pretty badly.
Shreves to bring us back to green. The top 2 has been the same top 2 since the drop of the green flag. Back underway we go. Shreves with a great gap on Clevenger. Morano now looking for 4th on Verstraeten. The 088 shuts the door, tests out the slider line once again. Morano looking for that bite. Almost got the 4th spot at the line as we complete lap 16. Here comes Dean for 2nd, Brandon.
We're in the middle of the track, maybe like a middle top slider, and good for kind of keeping momentum there, but not really sure if that's what else to do for it as we see a slide job attempt.
Ooh, I thought Verstraeten was going to really go for it. That may cost him a spot. Morano moves up to 4th position. And Verstraeten slams the door and Vitale right in his face, and Vitale may make him pay the price.
He's going to show a little hand there, but he's not going to give her anything for it. Oh, a little bit of contact up front. Clevenger into the wall.
Oh, wow, yeah, I did not see Clevenger catch the wall. You see the right side damage on that 78 barely. And it may pay him. He's still hanging on for 3rd.
Just went back and watched. He caught the wall out of 2 all by himself.
Now you'll see how that right side's a little bit digged in. Pull it up here on our teleprompter right there. Clevenger a little sideways with Morano in third. We have 9 laps to go. It Shreve's by a half second. That, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Brandon, that actually has been the biggest lead anybody's had today.
I guess I couldn't tell you. Oh, I heard a car into the wall.
McLaren, I believe it was, in the 88, as he has fallen off the pace big time. And now it's Gavin Chetham who has crashed. He's pulled her to a stop. He's off the pace. Same with Barker and DeGood. But no caution. Everyone's good to go. We stay green with 7 to go. Back to the 5-lap average. Show you who's got the clear-cut advantage. We obviously told you Morano's up in third. Shreves looks to be fading on 5 laps. Morano, Reynolds for Straighten, all catching Shreves here. But it's going to be tough. Here goes Morano for second on Reynolds.
Yeah, I think he's just testing out the waters right now. I don't think he really wants to try and set it in there right now, because if he messes up too bad, he's losing to Trent as well, but I think he's losing it anyways.
For Straighten edges out Morano for third.
Caution.
Yellow flag is out, and it's for Dan McLaren. Soupy has pulled it into the pits. Ooh, contact with, I believe that was John Morano. And then I think he may have lost the right front. He's right on board with them. Oh, he caught the wall all by himself. And there went the right front sneaker. Wanted to go back to Clevenger and show you. Pop up that right side damage and we'll bring up our teleprompter once again. Or, you know, our telestrator. Right there. See that right side damage the 78 got from scraping the wall. Now, how does Reynolds take down Randy Shreves for the win?
You know, it's 4 laps. You can't have much patience right now. You've really just got to get a really good run out of the corner and then just absolutely send her in and hope she sticks and hope Shreves doesn't get a good cut down. And maybe have for Straight in there to help maybe fend them off, but it's a tall task in a very short amount of laps.
Alrighty, folks, make your picks now. We're coming to green with 4 laps remaining. Different lines for Shreves and Reynolds, but from the looks of it, the 56 got a good jump. Morano testing out the bottom, and if he knows it's working, he's going to let Dean... Excuse me. He's going to let Dean know 3 laps to go, and he's all over Shreves for the lead, Brandon.
Dean has so much momentum on that outside, and he is just waiting and waiting for that right moment to send it in. Morano is just hoping for anything, for any help.
He just can't be looking at that rear view mirror one bit. 2 laps to go. Reynolds trying as high as he can. 3 wide for second. Just what Randy Shreves wanted, but a wreck breaks out. The caution flag is out. G.J. Boydell and Kelly Wheeler.
Oh, man, that was going to be a great finish, too.
And we, folks, are headed to overtime. Here's a look. Wheeler and Boydell just hooked. Parmalee gets a massive piece of it, too. Let's run on board with Kelly. That was setting up to be a heck of a finish. I am not going to disagree with you there, Brandon. That's for sure.
Man, if that went green, I think we would have had
I think we would have seen a different winner.
I think we would have had a valid vote for finish of the year.
Well, you never know. Well, what we do know, though, is because of this restart coming up, Randy Shreves, though, will get a freebie lap. And then likely, from the looks of it, Dean or Trent or Morano will have to make a last lap pass. Jason Butterfield said his iRacing crashed on him, of course, when he was going to have a good night. Alrighty, folks. Here they come off of turn 2. Shreves, Reynolds for Straighten, Morano, or the field. Hold your breath. Hold on to your seats. And pull the belts tight one more time. Green, white, checkered. First of 2 attempts at overtime. Great restart from Shreves. Just what he wanted. See what happens off at 2. Verstraeten using the bottom for second. And picked up some good steam there, Brandon.
That bottom side is going to work for maybe the first lap, but that's about all it's going to work for Verstraeten as Dean flies right by him.
Final
Dean
lap.
Get up on that cushion, Dean. Get a good run off of 2 and send her in.
Shreves or Reynolds? Who is going to win it? Down to the turn 3 for the final time. Verstraeten sends it in. It's 3 wide coming to the checkered flag. Randy Shreves the winner at Eldora. Give it up for the 358s tonight.
Dean hesitated. Right as he went into 3, he hesitated.
Biggest mover tonight, Scott Rayome in that 444, up 12 spots. But a great win for Randy Shreves in that 56. As he gets to parking in victory lane, Morano telling the drivers, great race. Get your top 3 all in here before we go into interviews. And, well, we are at a look at your results from this evening. Got to give credit to a bunch of other guys outside of Rayome. Brandon Templeton up 11 spots. Patrick Spangler up 9. Sam Bachman up 8. Great runs from them. Here's 11 through 13. Couple of heartbreaks you see there, like Kelly Wheeler and Gavin Chatham. Logan Wentz with a recovery after he spun to finish in 12th. And there you see the rest of the field. All right, we are set to begin with our interviews. First driver we'll talk with is Trent Verstraeten. Trent, the low line worked for you there in those final few laps. Is that what you had set up?
No, actually, I kind of just seen that Anthony was making it work there, so I figured I'd try to see if I could get second from Dean with it, but wasn't able to get second, so just kind of was trying to hold on to third because I know Dean's right ahead of me in points. I didn't want to get too much of a gap between us. Kind of just glad I even got to race. Broke my wheel 45 minutes before it was supposed to start, so just had to go pick up a new one quick and was able to get it set up right before the race. And
so what wheel do you normally use, and what wheel did you have on?
So it was I just had the Thrustmaster like TMX from like whenever I started and been using that, and then it finally gave out on me like a couple hours ago, and had to go get a new one.
Oh, so you had to go buy a new one, go to the store.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I didn't know if you had a DD wheel or what, so.
No.
But who do you want to give shout-outs to on this run?
Just Trevor and Patrick for giving me a setup. Trevor just being my buddy there and helping me get this stuff set up and just being in there to talk to weekly. And then Roger and everyone behind the scenes at C2C for putting the league on, and you guys are broadcasting every week.
Alrighty. Great job tonight. Best of luck in the sprint cars.
Thank you.
All right, that's our third place finisher in Trent Verstraeten. Now we go to the man that finished in second. That is Dean Reynolds.
Oh.
Dean, hello, Dean. Did
I was
you
just talking to Randy. He said he was going to Florida, and I said, "When are you going to be down there?"
figuring out Fallujah plans? I see.
Oh, maybe.
Did you want that final caution or no?
Heck no.
You had something.
I had the momentum going, and I knew I was a little bit faster, and I just had to get enough alongside of Randy, trying to come out at 2 or 4, and then I could make the move. But I was moving on him, and I knew he was going to drift up to the wall because that's your natural lane that you got to run here. And I kept on letting off because I didn't want to take both of us out. So, but damn, what a fun race! Open 358s, and actually 358s in general have been amazing. Fixed set, open set, they all have been fun to watch.
Yeah, we went from Lima Land to this. I mean, it's been really impressive to see what the 358s have done to begin the season.
Yeah, and I'm actually tickled. I mean, do I want to win? Yeah, and I got another second. Yeah, but I'm terrible at Eldora, and for some reason, I just felt good today. It just, I did that base swan setup that we put in the Discord, and I just changed the gear a little bit, and it felt good. And Trent made me nervous though. That had to be fun to watch because I kept on hearing them down low. So,
Who do you want to give shout outs to?
well, I got to thank the guys at Full Throttle Motorsports. Again, Swan Speed Shop, Full Throttle Motorsports. That was a Swan Speed Shop set right there. It's the same set that we put in the Discord for everyone to use. And if you do want to get some Swan Speed Shop sets that are track specific, just put in your code, not cart. We're not getting popcorn. We're getting sets. C2C, and you get 20% off for those
Nice.
sets. So, which is Swanee did that for all the coast to coast people. So hopefully people get to jump on that. Got to thank Venom Racing. I was in their Discord again. I felt so bad for Butterfield. He won the heat and then his computer crashed. Oh, I'm like, the worst time, and I feel bad for him. But thanks to those guys. Thanks to you, Marty, for taking the telecast on Monday nights. Enjoy the Rebels and Renegades. I'll be watching when I get done with the other league I got going on. Be fun to do that. And thanks to Coast for giving us a place to run. And hopefully my dad and Megan are watching. And again, another good race. And congrats to Randy on his win. And Trent in a solid third. And Anthony was down there too. I saw in the relatives. So that had to be a fun race to watch.
Absolutely, it was. Great run, and enjoy your league tonight.
All right, BD and Marty, thanks guys, and enjoy your nights too.
Absolutely. Dean Reynolds, our second place finisher. Now we go to the man in Extreme E-Speed TV Victory Lane. That, of course, is Randy Shreves. Did you want that caution to come out or no, that final yellow?
I didn't, but it all worked out in the end. Dean's always fast, and I knew he was right there. So, yeah, it definitely worried me there on that last caution. I knew I had to get a good restart, and yeah, made it work. So, guess that's all that matters.
Walk us through the pass on Clevenger to get the lead and not hold back. I want to say that happened right at the start.
Yeah, right out of the chute, car felt really fast up top there, and I just kind of stuck it up there and did what I could with it. And I don't have very many setups for this, so I went ahead and used an iRacing setup, and I pulled it off with that. So definitely no complaints out of me. I'm normally not that great in these cars, and anytime I can get a win in one of these things, it feels awesome.
What did you feel your car was best at tonight?
I want to say probably middle
Okay.
to high side. So yeah, the bottom is just I wasn't feeling it there.
Gotcha. Well, a great run for you tonight. Who do you want to give shout outs to?
I definitely want to thank everybody at Coast to Coast, you for the broadcast. I want to thank my team, LGR Motorsports, Redline Design Company, One Wish Foundation, Wraps and Stitches, KSB Builders, Finish Line Repair, and everybody for watching.
All right, Randy, congratulations. Looking forward to seeing you later tonight in the sprint cars.
Thanks, Marty.
All righty. Randy Shreves, the winner in the 358s. With that being said, we're going to step aside and take a break. When we come back, it's sprint car action from the Big East. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion. Trying to be a
bit of a hiatus, so let's get. Tonight we'll be talking about it.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
We are back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, and we are getting set to go for live coverage of our Rebels. The Rebels are brought to you by our good friends. Let me pull the sponsor here. Our Rebels are brought to you by Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding. Welcome back to the Coast Racing Network. Murray Scala alongside Brandon Dittmer with you. Let's get set to go here for the return of our B Division Sprint Cars. I think the main man to watch out for here, not only Gavin Chatham or Connor Ross, if one of those two show up. We know Chatham is here, but I think we also need to watch out for Jack Hitt. Jack has surprised us to start the year. 2 top 5s and an 11-point lead on Brian Moore Sr.
Yeah, absolutely. He has been dominant with everything but the wins, and especially to have an 11-point lead this early in the season, that's really going to help a little bit ways down the line. The only thing that's really going to catch up with him is Brian Moore Sr. with that 0 incidents through 2 races. That is impressive.
Absolutely.
Especially for the 2 tracks that we have had. So he keeps that up, he might just sneak it away from Jack Hitt like I did last year and a half ago.
A while ago at Fallujah. Yeah.
It was a while
We
ago.
all remember that. That was one of our favorite nights ever in Coast to Coast history. So, but qualifying now underway for the Rebels. First driver we're going to pop up here on your screen, making his first start with the Rebels in car number 47. This is Steven Stewart. And again, we'll pop up the qualifying times here as they show up. Green means they're working on their best lap. Purple means there on a pole lap. So Stewart will set the bar here for us. 13.783. Brandon Dittmer, though, looking pretty good. And he goes quick time with a 13.70. Steven Stewart, though, quicker in Sector 2. And I think he keeps it at a 13.78, off by a couple thousandths. Gavin Chatham had other plans, though, for BD. And same with Jack Hitt. Chatham to the top, 13.41 on his first lap. Talon Oyulabari, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, second quick at a 13.64. Randy Shreve's now second on lap 1, 13.55. Off the pace in Sector 1 and same in Sector 2, so he'll stay in second spot. Let's go to Gary Offutt, who is 13th quick, a 17-driver car count this evening for our Rebels. Here comes Offutt with a much better second lap, 13.99 to 12th. Giroux 15th at a 14.20. Wait to see if GJ Boydell decides to qualify. Joe Canellis did 2 laps. His laps were invalidated. And that's going to do it. Chatham with the best lap. He'll start 4th in Heat 1. And now we go to Heat Race number 1. First Heat Race is brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. And here is the starting lineup. Lineup on the pole position. Steven Stewart in car number 47. Next to him, that's Brian Moore Sr. in the 558. Row number 2 on the inside, Gentleman Jack Hitt in the 217. Next to Gavin Chatham in the 99. Row number 3 rounding out the field, Greg Parmalee in the 4 and Joe Canellis in the 1. As we get set, if you've just joined us for Rebels coverage, glad you could join us. Let us know who you're rooting for. Hello to Will checking in. Howdy to you too, sir. Going to green this time. We're going to wait 1 extra lap on the Steve King Foundation pace truck. Who are you watching out for closely here besides Chatham and Hitt here, Brandon?
That new guy on the front row. I'm not familiar with who he is, but I'm always interested to see a new face in the crew, and hoping that he can show out and put on a performance.
Let's see what Steven Stewart can do in that 47 with a lot of talented drivers next to him. Green lights are on. Brian Moore Sr. a little bit squirrely in turn 2. Same with Stewart. The 558 goes to the point as we're 3 wide for second. Chatham barely just gained enough room by Stewart as Moore Sr. leads lap 1. Chatham to second. Hitt looks for third. Stewart hangs on at the moment, BD.
Yeah, and Chatham's all over the back bumper and Moore Sr. and he is going to take a shot in the dark.
Slide job, Chatham. Moore keeps it. That was a 13.68 last lap for the 99. Moore Sr. able to hang on for right now. This is an 8-lap heat too, keep in mind. Not a 6-lap heat, 8-lap heat. They've added the laps on heats this time by 2.
Stewart diving in the corner.
Stewart, 2 for 1. Oh my goodness, what a move by the rookie.
Here comes Brian Moore Sr. with a shot right back.
Here comes Jack Hitt, top 4 all racing for the top spot.
Oh, look at Chatham.
Oh my goodness, Chatham with another slider, but Stewart hangs on. Moore Sr. possibly. Oh my goodness. This is a hell of a race. This is a hell of a race. Chatham again for second. Oh, there they go. What a save by Moore and Hitt.
Holy cow.
360 sprints at Eldora. It's only just Heat 1, baby. Steven Stewart off for turn number 4 in the 47. About to start on pole position for the first time in his first start. Takes the checkers. Chatham second, Canellas third, head fourth, Moore fifth, Parmalee sixth. Oh my goodness. Give it up for the 360 sprints tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That's only Heat 1. You haven't seen nothing yet. All right, now we move to Heat 2, brought to you by Full Throttle Motorsports. Here's a look at the starting lineup. Trent Verstraeten on pole position in the 088. Next to him, Roger Craig in the 747. Row number 2, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83. Next to our open 358 winner, Randy Shreves in the 56. Row number 3, rounding out the field, Steve Maurer in the 888. And G.J. Boydell in the 014. Alrighty, Brandon, best of luck in this heat.
Thank you.
One lap to go until we take the green. Winner starts outside of row 1. Everybody, though, makes the show. Alrighty, here we go. Verstraeten and the Bassman. Heat 2 underway. Verstraeten pulls out front. Craig and Dittmer racing for second. Dittmer wants to take the cheap car to the race lead. He's got it. And a low contact from Verstraeten from behind as Craig threats the needle to hang on to second spot for right now. Shreves want a spot for Verstraeten, and Shreves just barely make a spark. Could have started a fire there, though. Shreves and Craig having a great race for P2. And Craig sideways in the center, allowing Verstraeten to try and pounce. Top 4 nose to tail while Dittmer rips the top on the cushion. Randy Shreves, though, quickest car on track last time by at a 13.93. On board with him. Halfway home in Heat 2, 4 up and 4 down. Best race is happening right now for the top spot. Also have Verstraeten and Boydell racing for 4th. Boydell had the quickest lap for just a moment. And now it's back to Shreves, 13.81. Looks underneath. Still Hoosier to Hoosier, 2 to go. Slide job, Shreves. Dittmer read it perfectly. Shreves still remaining. Wheel to wheel, final lap underway. What a clear from Dittmer on the cushion. His best 1 and 2 and plays defense. Brandon Dittmer starts outside of the front row. Your Heat 2 winner. Shreves second, Craig third, Verstraeten fourth, Boydell fifth, and Maurer sixth. Whew, that was a hell of a heat there, BD.
Whew. Freaking workout.
And what a counter. What a counter on Shreves' slider.
I was banking on him throwing a slide job right there. Otherwise, I was screwed.
If he didn't throw a slide job there, both of you would have taken each other out.
Yep, pretty much.
Heat 3 brought to you by Glenridge Motorsports Park. Front row has Gary Offutt in the 94, next to Jack Clevenger in the 78. Row number 2, Brad Waite in the 814. next to the 19 of Talon Ulibarri. That's how we're just going to say it for right now. Talon, if you're watching, let me know how you pronounce your name. It's either Ulibarri or Ulibarri, I believe. Running up the field is Trevor Giroux, who is trying to get us a wheelie, but not able to get it to work. Brandon, you got to teach him how to do it. Go one extra lap here until we go green. I think Clevenger is the main guy to watch out for closely.
Yeah, I'd say Clevenger. Yeah, I'm not gonna disagree.
Alrighty. Winner starts inside row number 2. Final heat's underway. What a jump from Clevenger on off, but Wake looked for second but couldn't get it. Offa trying to shift up to the top if he can. He left Wake though a lane. As the 78 leads lap 1, now Wake comes down to try and go for second. Dittmer, this is a good one.
It's an absolutely great one as Wade is not backing off, and Offa's going to have a great run off that cushion. Here comes... Oh, he doesn't really go for it. You really just got to go for it if you're going to send it in that deep.
And Offa nearly caught the wall, but hit the sweet spot where he's all over the tail tank of Clevenger for the race lead. 3 laps complete. Clevenger uses the slider line. Offa hangs on the top side, had the quickest lap last time by at a 13.99. How does he make his move for the race lead?
One of these times he's just got to almost ignore Clevenger's fend off for the slider, and he's just got to send it in a little deeper and then get by him. He's not going to get by him just running that outside like he is right now. He's got to make a chance at send it.
Trevor Giroux has pulled it onto pit road. He'll start from the back of the field tonight. 3 to go in this heat. Gap is a car length between Clevenger and Offa. Last time by, Offa was, nope, Clevenger was better by 400ths. This time, testing out the bottom and middle. 1 lap to go. I think he was trying to set the slide jump up, but he's lost so much time, I don't think he'll even win this heat.
Yeah, he sent it at the wrong time. He had lost a lot of momentum off turn 2, and he decided to go for it. And like you said, just lost a ton of time.
Wake gets second over Offa and Ulibarri. But we know Clevenger is your Heat 3 winner. Warm-up time here brought to you by Oshweekend Speedway. Stay with us. Our 30-lap feature is next for the Rebels on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now, from coast to coast? It's one of the best tracks in the Coast to Coast Racing League, and it's showtime in Volusia. Set to go racing. Let's meet the field. Here's the RSN Trackside starting lineup. On the pole for the Rebels feature, making his first start, it's Steven Stewart in the 47. Next to him, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83. Row number 2, Jack Clevenger in the 78. Next to Gavin Chatham in car 99. Row 3, Randy Shreves in the 56. Next to him, it's Brad Waite in the 814. And in row number 4, Joder Canellis in the 1. And the Bassman, Roger Craig in the 747. Rounding out the top 10, Gary Offa in the 94. Next to Gentleman Jack Hitt in the 217. Row number 6, Trent Verstraeten in the 88. And Talion Labari in the 19. Row 7, G.J. Boydell in the 014. To the outside of Brian Moore Sr. in the 55B. Row number 8, Trevor Giroux in the 075. Greg Parmley in the 4 next to him. Starting from the back, it's Steve Maurer in the 888. Alrighty, Brandon. Good luck to you, man. We'll see if you can get it done tonight.
Thank you. Let's see what I can do.
Coming to green this time by. Ready for the Lucy Olson start. A lot of storylines that we are watching closely for the Rebels feature. I always like to call this series the series where you should expect anything and everything. A first-time driver next to a defending champ. Ready to get us going here at the Big E. Let's do it. Three wide for second as Dittmer comes out with the early lead. Clevenger looks for the slide job for just a small moment. Lap 1 led by Dittmer as Stewart falls back to the 4th position. Clevenger did not have the room to slide job. Gavin Chatham up to 2nd spot. Still 3 wide for bottom 7th podium. Randy Shreves backs out of it. He's in 5th, now makes his way up to 4th as Stewart gets sideways. And now we start to see a race for the lead. Chatham underneath on Dittmer. Throws a mega slide job off at turn 2. Chatham to the point, but they're still wheel to wheel into turn number 3. Dittmer holds on to the middle side of the track, but Chatham on the preferred line. Quickest lap by him, 14:60 to a 14:72. On this high side where everybody's going to want to be. Clevenger currently on the podium. Shreves 4th. Stewart's to the wall. Now he loses a spot to Brad Waite, who takes away the 5th position. On board with Randy Shreves as he's all over Jack Clevenger. Will ride for the back of Clevenger to avoid any possible netcode. Opens up a nice gap. Gavin Chatham, meanwhile, is checked out. 14:33 last time by, quickest lap. He has increased the lead to 1 second on Brandon Dittmer. Let's pull up the 5-lap average and just show you who the man is. And it's clearly Gavin Chatham. Second best driver could be right now Randy Shreves. First side-by-side race on track includes the points leader Jack Hitt. Underneath on Joe Canellis for 7th. Hitt started in the 10th spot. He's up 3 positions. So he and Chatham currently tied for biggest mover of the race. Of course, current advantage belongs to the driver of the 99, who just set another quick time. 14:31 for Gavin Chatham. His car is on rails right now. Nothing behind him and nothing in front of him. It's like running time trial basketball. Let's go back to the race for 3rd. Jack Clevenger and Randy Shreves still duking it out. Let's compare the last 5 laps between each driver. To see who's got the advantage. Clevenger faster in 2 of the last 3. So seems like he's the better car. Just waiting patiently to see if he can get on the podium. Different line that Clevenger's rolling. Oh, Clevenger caught the wall and Shreves uses it to his advantage. Slide job for the 56. And Shreves takes away the bottom step of the podium. Takes one mistake, much like what Clevenger did for a mistake in the Open 358 feature when he caught the wall. This time not too much damage on the all-in rod. So he is back to fourth. Let's watch Jack Head. And the gentleman is on the charge. He is up 5 spots and has cracked the top 5. Great run from Gentleman Jack as we're halfway home. 15 up, 15 down. Back to the 5-lap average. And right now, best driver could be Brandon Dittmer, then Jack Hitt, and then Gavin Chatham. It's way too close to call. Chatham closing in just a bit. There you see how much it is separated. And Dittmer just sat down the quickest lap last time by. Trying to close the gap, and it's going to close now because the yellow just came out. The delta was 1.5 seconds. And now we just had our first yellow of the day for Trevor Giroux. A look at what happened to the Flyers fan. He's caught the wall, same with Boyd Dowd as he went low. Round he went after contact with GJ. All right, so here are the possibilities right now with Brandon Dittmer. Either Chatham has used up his tires, Brandon conserved tires, has the setup set for the long run, adjusted the wing, bunch of options in play here possibly. All right. Coming to the green flag. Chatham catches Dittmer sleeping. 3 wide for third. Can the gentleman go up 2 for 1? He's trying it. For bite off at turn 4, and it works out. Jack Hitt, the points leader, is in third. And we're approaching 10 to go. Meanwhile, Gavin Chatham, you finally have company from the Spider Monkey. 10 laps remaining as Hitt and Clevenger touch. 3 wide for third. This time Shreves understands the assignment and wants to go 2 for 1. Clevenger up in the wall. That low line is coming in, folks. Hitt knew it the first time, and now Shreves wants to take advantage of it and get back on the podium. So he tucks it back up top. Meanwhile, Clevenger wants fourth, and we just saw a lot of sparks flying. May have been from Brandon Dittmer, who is still all over the back of Gavin Chatham. 7 to go, and that time he popped the wall. It's still fourth, and he's in the wall notably. A lot of guys are scraping that wall. That cushion's starting to run out. And Chatham's increased the gap to a half second. And just put up the quickest lap, 14:25. And Dittmer has a problem with the 83. He may be fighting for second. Randy Shreves just took third away from Jack Hitt with 5 laps to go. Horrible turn 2 from Dittmer. Four to go. Slide job from Shreves. Left 56 up to second. If he gets a yellow, he'll have a chance at a possible triple crown here tonight. 3 laps remaining. Chatham still putting up the quickest laps on lap 28. 14:24. Without question, your driver of the day. 2 laps to go. You watch the race for third between Dittmer and Head. Dittmer in the wall again. Oh, he's sideways. Hanging on to it, up in the air he goes, and upside down. Landed somehow. White flag is out, 1 lap to go. It has been all Gavin Chatham in this race. The driver of the number 99 from Pennsylvania through 3 and 4. Gavin Chatham takes the win tonight here at Eldora. We've got a junkyard behind them, meanwhile. That is Brad Waite. Jack Clevenger crashed out of the top 3 as the checkers are out. Chatham wins it by 2.5 seconds on Randy Shreves. Trent Verstraeten rounds out the podium. Trevor Giroux, after spinning in the lone yellow, somehow finishes in the top 5. All right, we got a lot of things to digest here. First off, at the white flag, Dittmer in the wall off of turn 2, just completely lost it. Tire in the catch fence, collided with the car, able to pull it off without the roof and the left front wheel, but then we had even more issues. Coming to the checkers, Clevenger and Head racing for a position, and they get together. And then all hell breaks loose. Wake goes flipping. Lot of stuff breaking out there on that white flag lap. So give you your top 3. Chatham, Shreves, Verstraeten, Stewart, Giroux. And they did not give the top 5 to Giroux. Apparently he was black flagged. Roger Craig now finishes in the 5th position and will race. Congratulations to the Bassman on being eligible for tonight's Renegades event. And as you see, a lot of drivers with some tough breaks this evening. But with that, we are set to talk with your top 3, and we'll begin with Trent Verstraeten. A wild final lap there, Trent. What did you see from your perspective?
A lot of carnage. Yeah, I don't know who it was, but I seen 2 cars come together, and then the 2 guys ahead of me were on the top side and just had nowhere to go. And then I just stuck to the bottom and rode off into the sunset.
Yeah, we're showing the first moment with 2 to go with Brandon Dittmer. Positives you take away out of this run as a whole. Started 11, finished 3rd. Didn't get the bonus. Actually, you did get the bonus points for being hard charger of the race, so there's some extra points there for you.
I'll take it. Yeah, I have no clue what happened there. I'm just glad to walk away with 3rd.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Just Trevor, Drew, Patrick Spangler, and Roger and everyone behind the scenes at Coast to Coast for putting on the league, and you guys for broadcasting.
Alrighty. Well, we'll let you go. Best of luck in Renegades. Great run.
Thank you.
All right, that's Trent Verstraeten, now 3rd place finisher. And now we go to 2nd and talk with Randy Shreves. Randy, you looked pretty good throughout this race, stayed consistent in the top 5. How did your car feel throughout the long run?
It felt good at first. I think I just ran too big of a gear. It just had me real loose there at the end. It was a real slick racetrack anyway, so yeah, it definitely took a lot out of me in that one there.
A lot slicker than Open 358s tonight?
Oh yeah, for sure. It was like a skating rink.
What do you expect for this Renegades race coming up? Do you think it's going to be a lot slicker than normal?
I imagine that it's probably going to be at least this slick, if not slicker. Just yeah. Have to figure it out once we get there.
All right. Who do you want to give shout outs to on the run?
For sure, want to thank my team, LGR Motorsports, Redline Race Design, One Wish Foundation, Wraps and Stitches, KSB Builders, Finish Line Repair. You guys up there in the broadcast booth, Coast to Coast for all they do. Flatline Race Bodies, everybody involved with this thing, and everybody for watching.
All righty. We'll let you go. Best of luck in Renegades tonight. Great job.
Thank you, sir.
All right. That's Randy Shreves, our second place finisher. And now we go to Extreme eSpeed TV Victory Lane to talk with your winner in Gavin Chatham. Gavin, you looked flawless out there. Nobody had anything for you out there tonight.
Thanks, Marty. I felt like I was still missing my marks a little bit there, and I definitely didn't want to see that caution caution there, and it dragged everybody back up to the to me. It's just an opportunity for someone to make a move, and I thought Brandon was going to there. I definitely wasn't hitting my marks there on the restart there. I was a little bit slower, I think, and then once I got my rhythm back, it was smooth sailing. The car felt really good. The car felt really good on the top. You have to be smooth. You have to hit the top perfect here to be fast, and we were able to do it and keep it out of the wall and keep it straight and make good time. And that's what we did tonight. Just trying to get that heat race win. That was pretty exciting there. Between me and Steven and Brian there. That was for some real fun race. I was trying to get that heat race win there, and I shout out to those guys too for an awesome race, and shout out to everybody in this race. It was a good time.
You were running the fastest laps of the race, even on lap 28 as well. What in your setup was just so good tonight with giving too much away, or was it, conserving the tires?
Marty, I'll be honest with you. Ever since obviously the update that iRacing did, but the wing comes into play a lot more now than it did before, and you have to have your wing right. I mean, moving it during the race, and I probably moved it during that race probably 3, 4, maybe 5 or 6 times. I can't. When you're focused on hitting the lines, you don't know how many times you click the wing to slide forward or back. But yeah, I think I pushed it too much forward there when I was starting to lose time. I thought so on that restart. I pulled it back a couple clicks and I let it just rip, and it felt really good, and that's when we started turning our fast lap time. So a wing play is huge now in these sprint cars, and you have to having it one click too forward or too far back can really determine a lot with your speed and timing. But when I pulled it back, the car felt really good. It felt like the back end was just planning into the top there, and I was just able to go.
All righty. What do you expect for this Renegades race coming up?
Oh, probably the same thing. Probably some good slide jobs, and everybody's probably being hammered at the top. Unfortunately, Eldora is notorious for running the top. But it should be an exciting race. Should be fun. Obviously, we got some good talent up there, and we'll see if we can go out there and get another win.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I just want to thank you guys, everybody, for putting on the broadcast. I want to thank Coast to Coast Racing, all the sponsors, everybody helps put this league, everybody behind the scenes, everybody that puts this league on, allows us to come out here and race. Allows us to come out here and have a good time, put a good show on for everybody. I want to thank China Motorsports, Mike Schick Motorsport Design, Velocity Race Design, Northeast Outlet Motorsports, and Miller Time Motorsports. Thank you for all their sponsors and all the help and support. And I want to thank the fans. The fans are coming out and supporting this league and watching the races. I really hope we put a good show excuse me. I hope we put a good show on for everybody, and I really hope you guys enjoy it, kind of watching us every week and supporting us. And I want to thank my fans as well for coming out and supporting me and watching the races.
You guys definitely did put on a good show. Well done, and best of luck in Renegades coming up.
All right, thank you, guys.
Gavin Chatham, your winner in Victory Lane. We are going to step aside, take another break. When we come back, feature action. Stay with us at the Coast to Coast Racing Network. it's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a
Bit of a hiatus, so let's get. Tonight we'll be talking about it.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
Welcome back to the Coast to Coast Racing Network, getting set to go for Renegades action. Renegades, as always, brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. We'll welcome you back inside our broadcast booth. Marty Sakala alongside Brandon Dittmer, as we're moments away from the big race tonight here with our Renegades. And the big story coming on in here, Brute Beatty, Bandy Built Racing back. Moonen and Gollner starting this season, each with the win. We've normally been talking about these past two seasons, either Patrick Spangler or Blake Chapman. Nope, the game has changed once again.
And it was only a matter of time before they found their way back and started absolutely dominating. The amount of time those guys spent on the track getting those setups dialed in for any situation known to man is unreal, and it's showing. They are doing absolutely incredible with it.
Absolutely, they are. Qualifying underway for our Renegades, and we'll bring the timing up here on your screen. First driver we'll focus on is Mr. Highside Banger, the defending champ of the Renegades, and Patrick Spangler. As you can see, he is sending it in each corner here, Brandon.
We're on this one, different people.
13.351 on lap number 1. What a car count tonight. We have to be around 24 tonight too, Brandon.
Give me 1 second and I will take a gander.
Wilson second. Can he better his lap? Gollner quickest in sector 1. And he is second quick, 13.38, 300ths off Patrick Spangler. Can he improve it on lap number 2? Couldn't.
We have 23 drivers tonight, Marty.
Good to hear. Fortunately, not sending anybody home. Here's the Goose, Chad Cote, 7th quick. At 13:57. Better lap for him. Goes to 6th, 13:51. And I believe that is all the drivers that have qualified. And yes, every driver has qualified. So it's Patrick Spangler with quick time this evening at a 13:351. All right, here we go for Heat 1, which is brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. Here's your starting lineup. On the pole position, it's the low line master, Brennan Lacey in the 114, next to Randy Shreves in the 56. Row number 2, training wheel teammates, Tyler Wilson, the Macho Man, the 42, and the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in the 39. Row number 3, the Pink Panther, Jesse Atkinson in the 127, and Kyle Sargent with a new paint job in the 91. Rounding out the field in row number 3, Barry Goldner in the 36, next to Brian Dickens in the 122. This is a stacked heat here tonight, Brennan. Or, excuse me, this is a stacked heat here, Brandon.
This is very, very stacked heat.
Checking here. Go ahead.
There's nobody with an advantage here.
For sure. So heat races are 8 laps once again. We'll love to see if, hopefully, we can go green immediately. As everybody's all good. By the way, let us know who you're rooting for in the chat if you just joined us on Slide Job Racing Network or Coast to Coast Racing Network. Hello to, I believe that's Cajun who's rooting in. Rooting for Mr. Blair on the 6-3. I don't know. But anyway, green is out racing Heat 1. Shreves gets the jump. Lacey tries to clear Spangler for second, slides up onto him, and takes away the runner-up spot. Spangler and Wilson, the teammates, still wing to wing for third as Wilson throws a slide job right in front of his teammate, and Spangler gives him the bumper to turn number 3, Brandon.
Just letting him know, hey, that was not all that cool right there. What you did. Here comes Wilson, throws slider on Lace. No, he's going to pull it off.
lane.
Kind of very, very smart move there by Wilson.
High side still the place to be. Spangler wants something off of turn number 4. He can't get it. And, oh, Lacey had some neck code and came back in right in front of Spangler. I'm guessing the high side banger didn't expect that.
No, that's a hard thing to anticipate when somebody blinks out like that. You don't know when they're coming back, so you just got to run your line and hope it doesn't affect you.
Jesse Axon has crashed. Brian Dickens has taken her back to the pits. Obviously in heat racing, we stay under the green flag. 3 laps to go in heat 1. It's still Randy Shreves up front by a second on Tyler Wilson. Here comes Spangler underneath for the runner-up position. Spangler and Wilson, the quickest cars on track. 13:43 for Spangler, 13:54 for Wilson, Brandon. We're coming to the white flat.
They're giving each other all they have. I'm expecting almost contact between the two. I'm expecting a slider from Wilson here.
Yeah, you know who's going to win this one. Who's going to finish second, Spangler or Wilson? Give it to the Macho Man. Lacey 4th, Sargent 5th, Barry Goldner 6th, Jesse Atkinson 7th, and Brian Dickens finishes 8th. Now we move to Heat 2, which is brought to you by Full Throttle Motorsports. Here's the starting lineup. Steven Stewart on pole position. Next to him, it's the Money King and Kyle Moonen. Moonen, keep in mind your points leader coming in by 6 points on Stephen Goldner. Row number 2, is the salesman, Blake Chapman. Next to him, it's the 30 of Stephen Goldner, second in points with a win. Row number 3, it's B-Temp, Brandon Templeton in the 31. Next to Devo, Donovan Ross in the 02. Rounding out the field, this man won a heat in the real-life Chili Bowl. Now he's taken off his midget to join us in a sprint car while waiting for the feature. That's the captain, Gary Taylor, in the 34. And next to him, it's the Desert Demon, Terry Landis, the 161. Very impressive to see Gary Taylor win a heat in the Chili Bowl.
Absolutely. And I don't know how he does it. He looks a lot younger on camera when he's at the Chili Bowl.
I know, right?
He's looking really good.
He's looking pretty handsome. All right, winner starts outside pole for tonight's feature. Stewart and Moonen set to bring us to green. Nice jump by Stewart. Can he get to the top in time? He cannot. Moonen goes to the point, followed by him, his teammate, Steven Gollner. Nearly 3 wide for third. Stewart tried to fight in turn 3. Moonen leads lap 1. Gollner takes away second. Here comes Chapman for third, Brandon.
Chapman is riding that out. So
he had to let off.
Contact. Little bit of knock, knock. I am right here.
Yeah, he'll have to avoid hitting him as Taylor is loose off of turn 4. Hangs on to a race for the lead. Meanwhile, Steven Gollner challenging his teammate. Vanderbilt 1-2. Gollner looks for the slide job. Moonen, though, in the wall pretty good.
That wall will catch you, and it will swallow you whole and spit you right back out. It does not like you touching it, and it will make sure you know that.
Absolutely. 3 wide for third. Meanwhile, Templeton and then Chapman. Both of them sideways. And Templeton hits the wall. Chapman falls back to 7th. Wow. That's something I do not have on my bingo card, BD.
Neither did I. Chapman's going to have his work cut out for him, but I expect him to come back to the top 5.
Yeah, this is just though what Steven Gollner and Kyle Moonen wanted. Having a big opponent like Blake Chapman, like Brandon Templeton. Starting near the back, white flag coming out, 1 to go. This is a big moment for Vanderbilt Racing here in this heat. Steven Gollner down the back chute. Final time, he'll win the heat race and start next to Randy Shreves tonight. Moonen second, Steven Stewart third. Gary Taylor finishing 4th, passing Donovan Ross. Landis 6th, Blake Chapman 7th. Gollner's going to have some fun celebrating this one for right now.
I think I know what Gary Taylor's doing. I think he has a sim rig in his midget right now because he's on the track waiting to be pushed off for the start of his qualifier. So I think
he was using the actual wheel and pedals too.
He's got to fold down his TV now and get ready for his actual race.
All right, we now move to Heat 3, brought to you by Glen Ridge Motorsports Park. Shorty's on the pole. That's John Short in the 51. Next to him, it's Superman, Kurt Schatzer in the 218. Row number 2, the Goose, Chad Cote in the 11, and Rebels winner, Gavin Chatham in the 99. Row number 3, Bob DeGood in car number 7, and Shaggy Zach Chapman in the 72. Rounding out the field, it's the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513. Alrighty, winner starts inside row number 2, our final heat race of the evening. Schatzer with the advantage after Short got loose coming off for turn number 2. Chatham looks for the second spot, may have had to back out of it just briefly. He moves up to third past Chad Cote. It's Schatzer that leads lap number 1. Bad corner for Gavin Chatham. Cote looking to strike.
It looks like Chatham's kind of dealing with a tight race car right now, and it is making him very difficult to get it rotated through that corner. But those two fighting in front of him, he's just hoping that he hangs on.
Schatzer, though, fighting on a loose car at the moment. That's allowed Short to take the lead after a 13-second lap. And I mean really loose as him and Cote touch. Schatzer hangs on back in 5th. Chapman wants third for the Goose. More contact between the two. They're beating and banging here at the Big E.
How would they have hit that many times and not one person goes flipping? I
Oh.
don't know how.
Chapman in the wall as Schatzer through the slider. Chapman throw the slide job back. Not a lot of yaw in the corner, but then he bangs the wall.
I don't think he wanted to throw a slider.
Easy send for Schatzer to take third spot back, but we've got a battle for the lead. John Short, you've got company. It's by Rebels winner Gavin Chatham. Does he have what it takes to strike with 2 to go?
Not with that. Not going through the bottom, he's not going to have any momentum to try and catch up and throw a slider. He's just going to have to hold on for second here right now.
Just ran the quickest lap of the race last time by, 13:63. That time by was 2/10 off the pace compared to John Short. And the KSR, Galen's Homegrown Popcorn, 51. Will start inside row number 2 tonight. Short wins heat 3. Chatham second, Schatzer third, Cote fourth, Zach Chapman fifth, Barker sixth, and Bob DeGood seventh. 23 drivers set to take the green. When we come back, we'll take you to a commercial-free feature next. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now, from coast to coast? It's one of the best tracks in the Coast to Coast Racing League, and it's showtime in Volusia. Feature time here at Eldora. Let's meet the field in the RSN trackside starting lineup. On the pole, it's Randy Shreves of the 56, won the Open 358 race earlier tonight. Next to him, Steven Goldner in car number 30. Row number 2, John Short in the 51. Next to the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson in the 42. Row 3 on the inside, the points leader, the Money King, Kyle Moon in the 24. Next to your Rebels winner, Gavin Chatham in the 99. Row 4, the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in the 39. Next to Steven Stewart in the 47. Rounding out the top 5, it's Superman, Kurt Schatzer in the 218. And the lowline master, Brennan Lacey in the 114. Row 6, the captain, Gary Taylor in the 34. Next to the Goose, Chad Cote in the 11. Row 7, Kyle Sargent in the 91. Next to Devo, Donovan Ross. Row 8, it's Shaggy, Zach Chapman in the 72. And Barry Goldner in the 36. Rounding out the field, rounding out the top 20, or row number 9 rather, Terry Landis and Jeff Barker. Row 10, Jesse Atkinson and Blake Chapman. Row 11, Bob DeGood and Brian Dickens. Rounding out the field is B-Temp, Brandon Templeton. All right, let's do some picks here, Brandon. Who's going to take this one?
Spangler from 7th.
You go with Spangler. All right, good pick, good pick. Give me Tyler Wilson to get this done from 4th. But as always, don't count out the Vanderbilt guys, who are 2 for 2 to start the season, looking to go 3 for 3. Lucy Olson start just around the corner for our 3rd feature of the night. Final feature of the night. iRacing Pace Truck, Steve King Foundation Pace Truck on pit road. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now, from coast to coast? It's showtime at Eldora. John Short tried to go 3 wide to the lead, and Steven Goldner goes to the point. Randy Shreves may lose second to car number 51. Off at turn number 4, the first lap, led by Steven Goldner. Oh, Short and Spangler touch. Spangler got caught up in the wall, and here we go. Big pile-up breaking out. Lacey spins, hard crash for him. Another driver spins in front of them, and we go to yellow. That was Kyle Sargent, the second driver to spin.
That was something right there.
It all started. Watch Patrick Spangler. Him and John Short touch. Spangler catches the wall. And as Schatzer tried to dodge it, got into Brennan Lacey. Took a big hit out of that one. Will be a quick repair for him. Let's go on board with Kyle Sargent. Man, just barely missed Gary Taylor as we came to that shot. And then he missed one. Couldn't miss the other. But a wild start to this one for sure, Brandon.
Yeah, that's not what a lot of people wanted. Lacey out very quickly with a lot of damage to the back. He goes, fortunately, but he'll make his way up a little bit. He's a very good racer, of course, very patient.
So it's now, I believe, Steven Goldner out in front as he selects the bottom.
Patrick really got away with one right there. I looked over his car. I did not see any damage on that 39 whatsoever. I think he lucked out with that inside wall hit.
Goldner and Shreves, row 1. Short and Spangler, row 2. Chatham, Wilson, row 3. Cote, Moon in row 4. Zach Chapman, Gary Taylor round out the top 10. It's a 35-lap feature as always for Renegades tonight. Goldner fires back to green. 4 wide for just a moment. Short's tried to force the issue. That costs him big dividends. He is down to 6th. We're 3 wide for second for a moment. Can Spangler take the 2 spot for Shreves? He can on lap number 3, and now he wants Goldner. Wilson makes it 3 wide underneath. Spangler just ran the quickest lap, 14.62, and he wants the lead. Slide job, Spangler. You got a new leader, the high side banger, Brandon.
And here comes Goldner to bring the ticket right back.
Can't crisscross by Spangler, though.
Nice cut back by Spangler, and then it goes back to clear him.
Caution!
Oh, caution!
John Short. And we also had Kurt Schatzer crash in the 218, who has lost the top wing.
He was hooked off of 2 by none other. Gary Taylor, the heat winner, the qualifier second place finisher. Holy cow!
Whoa! Holy moly, Kurt Schatzer. Let's get another angle of that from Superman. But then I'm also seeing Terry Landis jump to the pits. Hang on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Good gosh almighty, Kurt Schatzer.
We might have a nominee for Flip of the Year.
Well, we know what your wildest wreck of the race is going to be. Dang, man. Well, he was like Superman. This time just trying to leave tall cars instead of tall buildings. All right, lights are off, going green. And we have a new leader. Second lead change of the night. Patrick Spangler and Stephen Goldner, row 1. Randy Shreves, Gavin Chatham, row 2. Tyler Wilson, Kyle Moonen, row 3. Zach Chapman, Chad Cote, row 4. Gary Taylor, Jesse Atkinson round out the top 5. Watching this restart from the Chapman Racing drone. Spangler holds serve, immediately clears Stephen Goldner. Run for Randy Shreves. Can he get second off at turn 2? Don't think he'll be able to. Goldner's back on the gas. Here comes Chatham looking to break into the podium for the first time tonight on the 56. Won't be able to do it just yet, but that high side, the place to be, Brandon, at the moment. Oh, Mooney's in the wall, hanging on to it, around he goes. I collect Zach Chapman and a bunch of them. Dickens, Taylor, and more. Well, let's watch the replay. Go ahead.
Dang, the wall got really loose, pull it down, and just calamity.
Zach had absolutely nowhere to go. Dickens nowhere to go. Moonen went up on his side. Couple of onboards. Gary Taylor first off. Let me know when we're 1 degree, Brandon. Let's go, Brian Dickens. Kyle Moonen. That'll be the final onboard we'll watch here. As we are coming to 1 lap to green, Spangler selects the bottom for this restart. Having Stephen Goldner make up row number 1. Randy Shreves, Gavin Chatham, row 2. Tyler Wilson, Chad Cote, row 3. Jesse Atkinson, Brandon Templeton, row 4. Blake Chapman, Steven Stewart round out the top 10. How about B-Temp? From last to 7th, ladies and gentlemen. We'll check that last to 8th. What a run the 31's got going underneath that race car.
Definitely making his way up for sure.
Spangler holds serve if he can get it back to the top, which he is able to. Goldner and Shreves, wing to wing for second. Back and forth is Gavin Chatham, still trying to break at the podium. Let's see if Shreves slides up to the top to take away that line for the 99, which he does. Wilson and Chatham now race for the 4th position. Shreves nearly gets the back on Stephen Goldner. Everybody clean and green off for turn 2, Brandon.
Yeah, nose to tail, and Wilson kind of trying to make that bottom work, or middle work. He's not doing much with it right now. Oh, there goes Chad. A little bit of the bottom on the outside. That might be
Sargent sideways. Oh, same with John Short. Everybody hangs on to it for now.
One car with no wing down at the bottom, very inside. Kind of wreaking havoc, but
I believe that's Kurt Schatzer. Shreves and Goldner for second. That'll have to wait. Yellow is out for Moonen and Ross. And Devo has jumped into the pits. One wild night for the Renegades here at Eldora.
Oh yeah, Moonen got into.
So
Steven
Ross already had a flat tire and then pulled it off to a stop. I'm gonna rewind this and see how that happened first to Devo, and then we'll look at the situation with Kyle Moonen. Contact with John Short led to that. Led to the loose wheel. And now we go to Kyle Moonen. Clip Stewart. And just a simple 360 for the Money King.
The Devo situation was a lot of netcode, which ended up having Brennan Lacey disqualified due to incident points.
Wow. That's a tough break for the Lowline Master. That's something I never thought I would have heard in my life. While we're at it real quick, a look at the 5-lap average as we come back to the green flag, and the clear advantage is the Spangler, followed by Kyle Moonen. Here we come back to the green. Spangler set to fire. Goldner timed the restart pretty well, but will Spangler slide up in time? He does. Now Goldner will get some momentum into for holding the line, and this is what he's gonna do. Slide jobs, Goldner, new leader, it's the 30. Spangler counters it back though into turns 1 and 2, and he's got it this time. This is why we love Eldora. It's Slide Job City at the Big E. Spangler takes the lead back on lap 13. We got a good one here, Brandon.
This is a fantastic race up front. This is what we absolutely love to see from our Renegade drivers, and then putting on a show for everybody to watch. As we have 3 wide in the back of the pack, putting on a show back there for themselves as well.
What a read too by Patrick Spangler to cut off the Goldner slider, set the quickest lap of the day at a 14:04. This may be the race I think that Brandon's talking about. Templeton, Chapman, Atkinson on back, a wild race for 7. Breaking out here.
We're going 3 wide and 4 wide back here. Oh,
that is some tight stuff. Let's go to a race towards it. Chapman underneath Templeton, slide job for 7. He's got it. B-Temp counters though. Underneath with another slider in Slide Job City. Chapman looks to counter. Beautiful slider. Nobody playing defense. It's all offense right now. Kurt Schatzer's jumped into the pits. He's done for today. We work lap for 19. Spangler with a half-second advantage on Steven Goldner. Well, that is going down. I don't like what I'm seeing here. Goldner is catching the 39 here, Brandon. We're coming to 15 to go next time by.
Little by little, Goldner's kind of starting to 3/4 down and sliding it up to the cushion. So he can't.
Caution, Kyle Moonen.
And again.
That's going to do it for him tonight. The points leader will have to use this as a drop race. He had caught the wall the first time, no steering. Oh my, Terry Landis. What a save. Did you see that, Brandon?
Landis?
You got to watch after Moonen catches the wall. First off, it was off a car contact with Sargent that sent him into the barrier.
Ooh. Evasive driving right there.
Wow. Barker with a great miss. Landis with a great miss.
Who did Moonen get body slammed by out of 2?
I think that was Sargent.
It indeed was Sargent.
So we should have the lights come off. And we do. Spangler selects the bottom. I don't know if that was the yellow he wanted, though. Best 5-lap average currently at the moment. Keep your eye on Gavin Chatham inside row 2. Spangler and Goldner, row 1. Chatham, Shreves, row 2. Wilson, Cote, row 3. Templeton, Blake Chapman, row 4. Atkinson and Stewart round out the top 10. Steve King Foundation pace truck is in. Great restart from Spangler. Maybe his best one tonight. Oh, look at the Chatham slider. Didn't see that coming. Streams and Wilson touch. Everybody hanging on for dear life right now. Wilson with a slider on Streams and takes away 4th.
Oh, contact for B-Temp.
And he saves it. Was your biggest mover starting to last. Now he's down to 16. Our eyes back up near the front. Jack Cote and Randy Streets, your best race on track. That is for the bet. Now we also have a race towards that. Goldner and Chatham for second. Chatham, remember, had that slide job, but Goldner was able to take the second position back from the 99. Also got some other drivers side by side back here. Zach Chapman, Jesse Atkinson for P9. Atkinson edges out Shaggy. A lot of drivers, Brandon. Remember riding that top. No surprise to see that, though. Wilson on a slider.
Yeah, if you really want to keep any momentum at all, you're going to have to get up on that cushion and have to get up pretty fast, and hopefully you find some smooth sailing. Otherwise, you're going to be in the wall just like... I can't see who that is.
9 laps to go. Patrick Spangler using the slider line, and it's paying off. The first 13-second lap of the feature belongs to the high side banger, but you don't want to be slide jobbing too much because there's a couple things you're risking here, Brandon. Number 1, the wall. Number 2, a yellow, because you're using up your tires.
Yeah, absolutely. You are absolutely shredding your tires doing that. And then, like you said, the wall. The wall's gonna... The wall doesn't like you. It's gonna let you know. Oh, contact with Zach Chapman!
Oh, that's John Short and collected another driver. Believe that was Jeff Barker. And we've got a bunch of them involved. And this will change everything.
We're gonna be on the DQ watch here. John Short, I puts him at 10X.
Chapman hits Atkinson. Man, Short took a wild ride in the air. Barry Goldner.
Oh, John Short just got a 12X under caution. He is done for the day.
Wow. Another DNF. That's a rough one.
Oh, he gassed it up on the front stretch, and his front end must have been broken as he goes sailing into the wall and ends his night.
Yeah, that's what's going to do it there. On board Barry Goldner. Hasn't missed, hasn't missed, hasn't missed. He doesn't have a miss. That was Gary Taylor that came in the aftermath. Here's Terry Landis. Just clipped Barker. Our biggest wreck of the race happens now. Is that what you want to do if you're Patrick Spangler? Don't know.
Restarts are now single file,
It
so
is.
it's going to give Patrick a little bit more help.
Yes, it is a small benefit. Is the best on the 5-lap average, but did he use up the tires? Or running the slider line? That is the question. About to find out. A 5-lap shootout to determine the Renegades winner. Great jump from Spangler. Side-by-side races further on back. I believe believe it was Shreves and another driver. 4 laps to go for Patrick Spangler. Stephen Goldner trying to do everything. But what is it going to take? That is Steven Stewart. And so the caution flag will wave once again, but you got to give Steven a lot of credit here tonight. He has done a great job in his debut.
I tell you, man, it's never easy moving up to the Renegades after transferring from the Rebels. Every time I feel like I did that, I always wrecked out. I don't think I ever finished the race when I transferred from the Rebels to the Renegades.
So he'll stay on the track at 15th. Hasn't had a lot of incidents this evening. Remember, started on pole for Rebels after winning heat race number 1. A wild heat 1-2 where he had to earn it. So like I said, another single file restart coming up this time. 4 laps to go rather. Can Patrick Spangler take win 1? Can Stephen Goldner keep the Vanderbilt streak going, get his second win? Can Gavin Chatham pull off the spoiler and win 2 races tonight, sweep the wing portion? Here we go. Wilson, first guy in the bottom, testing it out, and Spangler decides to go with the slider line. Once again, 3 laps remaining. You know something too? That slider line could be a possible question of fuel, maybe.
That's a good point. I forgot about that. These 5 extra laps, sometimes you don't remember to put in that little extra fuel, so it could be a very big part of this.
See what happens. Streeps is in the wall off for 2. He hangs on to it off for 4. White flag is out. 1 lap to go for Patrick Spangler.
Oh, wreck in 3 and 4.
We stay under the green flag, 1 upside down. But it's Patrick Spangler in the Training Wheels Racing, number 39. Off for turn 4. The high side banger with his first win of the season. Photo for 3rd. Chatham takes it over Wilson. Blake Chapman finishing 6th, your biggest mover of the race. The big wreck involved Jesse Atkinson and Brandon Templeton. And watch those right now. Spangler's going to put it in victory lane. Here's a look. Atkinson caught the wall, lost steering, and Templeton with nowhere to go. What a wild wreck that was, BD.
Yeah, I saw those 2 get together, and it was right in the middle of 3 and 4. I was hoping they were going to clear it out of the way so we can have a clean race to the finish.
Luckily, they had all taken the white flag there, and just, man, look at that impact. Both drivers had.
I'll tell you what, there was 3 drivers that finished with 0 incidents.
Spangler?
Nope.
Really? He had 2X.
You had 2X. Goldner, Chatham, and Shreves all finished with 0X.
Nice job by those 3 tonight then, that's for sure. Your results from this evening look like this. Spangler the winner by 0.8 of a second. Nice recovery from Blake Chapman to make it up to the field after spinning in his heat race. Steven Stewart after spinning a top 10 in the Renegades in his first ever start. Great job by him. Here's a look at 11 through 20. A couple of rough breaks. Brandon Templeton, one of them. Zach Chapman, John Short, Kyle Moonen. A lot of drivers with some rough days here this evening at Eldora. So we've got your top 3 all in here, and let's begin with Gavin Chatham in the number 99. Gavin, a nice run for you here tonight. What do you take away from this podium?
Driver needs to be a little more smoother. We had second there on that restart. We got a fantastic restart, and we were able to get past Goldner there, and driver messed it up and drove it in a little too hard into 3 and 4. No, I mean, we were smooth and consistent on that. Honestly, I think the top 3 of us, Patrick was a little better than all of us. If I had a chance, maybe I could give him a little bit of something, maybe, but he was a class of the field, and congratulations to Patrick on the win and Steven on the second place. No, we were fast. We were good. We were consistent. I felt like we had a car that could have won, and we definitely had a car for top 3, if not definitely a top 5. But it felt good. It felt good on the top again, and we were just smooth, fast, consistent. That's what you got to be.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I just want to thank you guys for doing an awesome job with the broadcast. I want to thank Coast to Coast, everyone behind the scenes, all the sponsors, everybody that helps put this league on, allows us to go out there or come out here and race and put on a good show for everybody. I just want to thank Chatham Motorsports, Mike Schick Motorsports Design, Velocity Race Design, Miller Time Motorsports, and Northeast Outlaw Motorsports. Thank you for all the support with the sponsors. I want to thank the fans for coming out and watching. I hope we put a good race on for you all at Eldora. And I hope you guys enjoy every week that we come out here and run. And I just want to thank my fans as well for coming out and supporting and watching the races.
All righty, we'll let you go. Great job tonight. We'll see you next week.
All right, thank you guys. You have a good week.
You as well. Gavin Chatham finishing third. Our second place finisher this evening, Stephen Goldner. Stephen, what more did you need for Patrick there tonight?
I probably need a different setup. I was not. The driver was a lot better than the car was tonight. We'll just say that.
You know, funny thing, that is what a lot of guys have been saying. Chatham actually just said that. Back and forth, you guys were trading slide jobs. But was it when Patrick blocked your slide job when he read your line perfectly? Was that also a big factor tonight?
Yeah, it's tough because, you start throwing sliders and then third place starts coming and you really don't want to throw too many more sliders at that point because then you're both probably going to get eaten up. I don't know. It was a good race, Patrick, he always races me super clean, so that was fun. It's fun to throw sliders once in a while. I hate doing it, lap after lap, just because there's usually no end to it. Lucky enough tonight there was, but yeah, it was a fun race for sure. I just wish we had a better car, so we could battle a little bit more.
Who do you want to give shout outs?
All the guys at Vanderbilt. Lacey, he was spotting for me, helping me out, gave me a ton of help. Same with Moonin. All those guys. Ross Corinna at Velocity Race Designs. You guys show the broadcast. Moon Racing Engines, Fits Perfect Photography. Roger and everyone with C2Z.
All righty, we'll let you go. Great job tonight, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, Stephen Goldner, our second place finisher. To Extreme E-Speed TV Victory Lane we go. Your winner, Patrick Spangler. Man, you look dominant out there tonight. Well done. How good was this car tonight?
Qualifying, it felt like I was talking to Tyler. It was all over the place, but then I was like, man, it's a good lap though. And then just the heat races were stacked. I got stuck in the back. I was starting ninth, and then that bottom was a rocket ship at the beginning, and then I tried to stick my nose under a short, and he came down, and we just we got collected together, and somehow he got the top wing damage, and I didn't, and so sorry to short on that one. Just, tight racing on the opening laps there. But yeah, I didn't know if Goldner was just saving tires, knowing that there's been a lot of cautions in the past couple of weeks in the Renegades. So I was always thinking that he was going to get me on one of the restarts, but I was able to hold on to it.
Sounds like you got some fans in the background excited for you about your win.
Yeah, we have some family over, so they're having their own conversation over there, but yeah.
I gotcha. All right, you and Steven trading back and forth for the race lead. Did you feel like at any point that it was going to be his race to lose, possibly, or no?
I thought in the later restarts, because I was really running it wide open for the most part, throwing the big sliders in 3 and 4. I knew he was being more conservative, just running around the top, so I didn't know if that would wear out my tires quicker. But I could pull away pretty quick in those big those turn 3 and 4 sliders there.
Next week, Lincoln, what's the outlook look like going into one of your home tracks?
Survive the heat races and the feature, and hopefully start front.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Just you and Brandon for the awesome broadcast. I'm not sure if Chapman was up there too during the races, but you guys always put on a good broadcast. Roger run the league. Trent was racing with Brandon run earlier, and then Tyler, and then we added Atkinson too. So yeah, I'll go back home watching. The wife for let me race, and Dude XM Designs for the wrap.
Alrighty. We'll let you go. Congratulations. A great win for you. First win of the season. And there's Patrick Spangler getting the job done. Get you your schedule here coming up throughout the rest of the weekend. Next Monday, brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. So here is what is coming up. Wednesday night, Hometown Heroes back at Lernerville with 305s and 360s and midgets, followed by pickup trucks at Michigan. That start time at 7 p.m. on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Thursday night, another edition of Thursday Night Thunder. The small blocks, the big blocks, the Pro Late models at USA. Always a fun track to go to. Then the Xfinity Series at Michigan. Friday night lights with the small blocks, crate lights, and 360s, and a track to be determined. And then next Monday Night Madness. You don't want to miss it. We are at Lincoln Speedway in Pennsylvania. Brandon, turn the cameras back on here. Final thoughts on the night.
It's Eldora. I mean, you're going to get a little bit of caution fest here and there, but the racing overall is great, especially up front. You couldn't ask for much more of that. Sliders for the leaders, man. You can't beat that kind of action. Renegades definitely showed up and performed out tonight up front.
Was a great race for sure. Thanks for joining us on this Monday night. Congratulations to all your winners this evening. Gavin Chatham in the Rebels, Patrick Spangler in the Renegades, Randy Shreves, the Open 358s. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you next Monday. Go Bills. So long.